Here I am, being fashionably late by an hour. We had a storm roll in this evening, so the internet was not cooperating. But here we go. Welcome, crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes, whoever may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high. Get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, August 31st, Sunday, September 1st, for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and welcome to We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Also, I wanted to give out a shout. Happy Labor Day to everyone. Please be careful out there. Whether you're driving in your car or riding a bike, there's been several horrible accidents already before the weekend even started. So be mindful, be aware, look around. There's little bitty bicycles or motorcycles out there. And sometimes, depending on your vehicle and your view, you might not see them. So yeah, just please be aware. Look out for our guys on bikes there and enjoy your family. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm not sure if Labor Day is everywhere. It might just be an American thing, but happy Labor Day anyways. Hopefully you get Monday off. If not, me neither. I don't get Monday off either, so hey, we'll do it together. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. And we were going to do the paranormal forum this evening, but it is a holiday weekend, and I really didn't want to trudge people through hanging out with me. It's a very difficult, complicated thing. But no, I hope everyone's doing well. And we'll be doing our next paranormal forum on the 28th. So that's National Public Lands Day. So yeah, we'll be doing that on the 28th of September. If you're listening live right now, you may be listening to us on Spreaker.com under We Are Paradox Media. Sorry, my earbud keeps wanting to pop out. I have little tiny ear canals, and the earbud doesn't want to stay. You can also find us live on KPNL Radio, which you can find on KPNL Radio at kpnl-db.com. You can also find us on eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio. If you like to watch as well as listen, which we're going to be doing Trippy TikToks tonight, so you might want to watch. And if you do, you can find us on Facebook under We Are Paradox Media. You can find us on YouTube under We Are Paradox Media, or Twitch, if you're into that sort of thing. You can find us there as well under We Are Paradox Media. If you want to listen to us in your free time, whether you're working it, or working out, just feel free to tune in to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we'll be doing that. So let me go over here to present. Let me just check my sound really quick. All right, looking good there on the whole Spreaker. Man, I just had to pay like almost $300 for that ish. It does get me out to a few places. Most of the places that I am at, like, I got myself out there on my own, so I don't know. Spreaker peeps, let me know in an email or in a messenger on Facebook. Do you prefer to listen on Spreaker? Do you prefer to listen at other places? Where do you listen to us? If you'd like to email me at weareparadoxmedia@gmail.com and let me know what you think, as well as any guests that you might like me to have on in the future. Let me know. I'll try my damnedest. So back to what I was doing. I'm like, where am I again? You're right there. Can't you see? Share screen. Trippy TikToks. So a friend of mine and a listener and a watcher sent this to me, and I just thought it was cute AF. So we're going to start with this one and work our way up. This one's pretty funny. Pretty funny, pretty cute. Oh, also, just want to let you guys know I'm still trying to figure out what to do next weekend. I need to get a hold of Mr. John Russell. He's the author that we were going to have on the 7th. But unfortunately, I got basically forced into doing security from the 4th to the 8th. I'm going to be making about $1,500, so that's not so bad doing security. But at the same time, I have priorities. I have people who I booked a long time ago. So I know John's understanding. He'll understand. But so we might be on the air if I do have internet next weekend. If I do, it might be a replay. I might even try to get someone to cover for me from 5 to midnight. I don't know yet. I guess we shall see what we shall see. All right, let's giddy up. I love this one. So if you're not familiar, KNNB 88.1 is a tribal station in our area, but this is super epic. I love it. I love it. I love go back down to that.
I ain't never scared, boy. I'll fucking throttle your ass. Let's go. You know where the fuck I'm from? That's right. The res, bitch. Don't you fucking forget. I ain't never scared, boy. I'll fucking throttle your ass. Let's go.
Just love his expressions in this video. This is another one that Adrian shared with me, and this guy is freaking epic. Just his Navajo traditional backup. Oh, snap.
That's right. The res, bitch. Don't you fucking forget. I ain't never scared, boy. I'll fucking throttle your ass. Let's go.
He's just so peaceful, and then he just bleeds.
Hey, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
I'm sorry, I don't have time tonight. Thank you, though.
Really, bro? You can't talk for 3 seconds? Everything I did for you. You can't talk for 3 seconds, bro?
Come on.
I've done it. There we go. Hey, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
I'm sorry, I don't have time tonight. Thank you, though.
Really, bro? You can't talk for 3 seconds? Everything I did for you.
Okay, this is also something that Adrian had made, and it's quite beautiful. It's an immature eagle fan. Beautiful. I wish I had one. He does that. He also does painting. It's gorgeous. Also, I wanted to mention, now that we're here, yeah, so I will be doing the fair in Ignacio, and it's a tribal fair, so I might be sharing some powwow stuff with you guys. If you're into that sort of thing, or you're curious, just check us out next weekend. So probably Saturday and Sunday. Perhaps instead of doing a show, I might just do that. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I said, I really didn't have an option to do this, so yeah. That was a beautiful eagle feather fan that he shared. Gorgeous.
Okay, magnetic hill. Turn ignition off. Select neutral. Foot off brake.
And we're rolling.
And we're going backwards. Up a hill.
Faster, faster, faster.
Trippy.
That's just weird. Okay, magnetic hill. Turn ignition off. Select neutral. Foot off brake.
And we're rolling.
And we're going
backwards.
Bye sign. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but a lot of countries, maybe not countries, a lot of civilians and citizens of countries are pretty peeved because we even have it going on here in Colorado, in Aurora, Colorado. There are gangs from other countries taking over city blocks, apartment complexes, etc. Armed gang members from Venezuela. But a lot of people are peeved off about immigrants. And here in America, here in a lot of places, many of us are, families are originally immigrants. But shit has just gotten out of hand. So this is about what happened to Bill Murray's granddaughter.
This is Billy Murray. I've got something to ask you and to warn you about. I don't usually do this sort of thing, but it's affected me personally. My daughter and my 2 grandchildren and her partner were out yesterday in a little tiny village just round the corner from our little farm. And
so I guess this one's his, not Bill Murray's. I think Bill Murray's is the next one.
They were just walking along. The kids were picking some wildflowers and whatever. And she got kind of separated because a telephone call came for her partner, and he took it, and he's just stood there for a minute talking. And a black Audi pulled up in front of her and blocking the way she was walking. And the driver got out, and she could see through the screen that there was a passenger and 3 other guys sat in the back. And he walked up to her, and he was very familiar with her and whatever, and chatting to her. And she said he was Eastern European, and it was a black Audi, 4-door Audi, A6, and they kept looking at the children, and she had this terrible fear all of a sudden come over her, and she panicked, and she called out to Mick. He looked over and saw exactly what was happening, because the guys in the back and the passenger were getting out of the car to approach the children. They were going to kidnap my grandchildren. Well, that's what they assumed anyway. And as soon as Mick, her partner, saw it, he yelled and screamed at them to run. And he ran over. And as he ran over, because he was across the other side of the road, they all jumped in their car and squealed off, and tyres burning, everything. Beware. They're out there. There's 5 guys in an Audi A6. Didn't get the number. It's been reported to the police. They said they can't do anything because they never actually touched the children. But
see, and I hate that too. How many women do you know of that have been killed? They had a piece of paper that said they're protected from this individual. This individual shows up, or a family member has called to warn them that a family member is going to show up. They call the police. The police are like, sorry, we can't do anything until a crime is committed. By the time you show up, it's going to be too late. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Be warned. They're out there. And it's happening in Basildon and Grays, and people are reporting it on Facebook all the time. Please, could you pass this on? I would appreciate it very much. I tried to go on Twitter, but I can't get hold of the guy that runs my Twitter account. And so that will probably go on there tomorrow, or this will probably go on there tomorrow. I thank you very much, and I appreciate it. If you would just share it, please.
And this is for real stuff, guys. Like, this is scary stuff. Okay, so that was Bill Murray. That wasn't the Bill Murray I was thinking of. So I'm wondering what this next one with Bill Murray is. When I read the info, it said Bill Murray, so I just assumed, the guy from the Ghostbusters and Funny Farm, etc. But keep your kids and your wife and your cousins and your siblings, everyone close at hand. There are a bunch of creepers out there right now, and I'm not saying all immigrants are bad. That's not true. There's a lot of good ones out there, but there are a lot of bad ones.
This is Billy Murray.
There's a difference of, we had a difference of opinion. I had a difference of opinion with a woman I'm working with. I did something I thought was funny, and it wasn't taken that way. The company, the movie studio, wanted to do the right thing, so they wanted to check it all out, investigate it, and so they stopped the production. But as of now, we're talking, and we're trying to make peace with each other. I think that's where the real issue is between our peace. We're both professionals. We like each other's work.
Being mortal basically sounds what happened
We
here.
like each other, I think, and
Or human, mortal, same thing.
if we can't really get along and trust each other, there's no point in going further, working together, or making a movie as well. There's a difference of, we had a difference of opinion. I had a difference of opinion with a woman I'm working with. I did.
Man, I hope that gets cleared up.
What?
What do you think about this? Skin cancer is not caused by the sun, it's caused by lack of sun?
What? What?
Isn't that a mind bender? What?
Sunlight will give us cancer, skin cancer.
Yes.
And you say that's absolutely not true.
No, there is no proof yet to that effect. In fact, it's the opposite. That lack of sunshine causes skin cancer. You may know that many people have skin cancers in areas that are never even exposed to the sun.
That's true.
And so it's not the sun. The UVB is now taken off the hook. It's no longer the culprit. There's a brand new study that just came out and showed that UVB doesn't cause the cancer. It's the UVA. Now, when you use sunscreens, and there are many sunscreens that just block out UVB, so you don't tan. You basically you don't burn, so that you don't burn your skin. Skin burning is not a good idea. In any case, you don't want to burn your skin. So typically, if your body is in the sun too long, it will start burning. You would want to get out of it. Whereas if you put suntan lotion on, you don't get that signal. And you allow a lot of penetration of UVA. Now there are some of these other screens that are blocking out both UVA and UVB, and you think, oh, now I'm safe.
Right.
Yes, but you are becoming vitamin D deficient while being in the sun.
And if you are vitamin D
deficient, your cancer risk goes right up.
Okay.
So again,
skin cancer,
any kind of cancer. Right. So you need your vitamin D in order to be cancer-free.
So
again,
the risk...
77% of all cancers can be reversed or avoided by having normal vitamin D levels, according to Crichton University's study.
Okay, so you shouldn't get sunburn. You should avoid that. But if you're not wearing sunscreen, your body will tell you if you're getting too much.
Yes, the body will, once your skin starts reddening, that's the time to go out. But after if you start increasing your sun exposure, little by little, you will have a natural protection on the skin, which is called tanning.
Yes,
and
I've
then
read that.
You can stay out in the sun hours. I lived in Cyprus for 15 years. It's 330 days sunlight, very bright sunlight, very warm. I could stay out in the sun all day long and would never have any sunburn or any damage to the skin.
Because the best sunscreen is a good tan.
Yes, and again, the people in the countries where they have the highest UV radiation, that is the equator, the countries near the equator, or the high altitude, the Swiss Alpine mountains or the German Alps, you have 400% more exposure to UV radiation. They don't have any skin cancers in those places.
None.
No. The places that have the most are places like London in England. Very little sun exposure. The northern plains, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Scotland, the most, and Canada.
In Canada.
So the least where people have low vitamin D levels, not enough sun exposure during the winter month, that's often when they have the outbreaks.
But we can actually harm our skin by using sunscreens?
Definitely. Sunscreens they're composed of sometimes dozens of of chemicals, carcinogens, that
I've heard this as well. This is actually proven to be true, and there are pages out there if you're interested, if you like to be out in the sun and you're afraid of skin cancer. Just look on YouTube or Google it, how to make your own sunscreens, and you can actually do it, and it will help. Because these other things that are sold to us as protection are not. They're bad for you. I feel bad because, like, as a kid, I didn't really use them, and, you know, you can't tell by my body. But like they said, like tanning, you know, when I was a little kid, I looked like a little native kid. My skin was very dark, but I am partially black, you know, and Egyptian, etc. So perhaps, you know, that is a thing. That's why I have melasma on my face, like dark spots and things like that. I thought I had a hit of resin, like a little piece of resin on my lip, and I scratched it, and it spread to 3 dots, and then it ended up getting bigger and bigger, and now I got it on the side of my face in different places. But sunscreens that you buy out there, just like food that is highly overproduced, so many different toxic chemicals in there that you should not be eating. So many toxic chemicals in there that you should not be putting on your body. Even shampoos. You can make your own shampoo, your own soap, your own sunscreen, your own toothpaste. Because fluoride is all up in that shiz. That's also in our water. So you got to be careful, like, what you're consuming. It's pretty bad stuff, tell you what.
that are normally, if you put that in the food, let's say if a food processing company like Healthy Choice or whatever would put that in the food, they would lose their license and the owners would be imprisoned because it's extremely dangerous to put that in the food. But you're allowed to put it on the skin. Where is it going? After an hour, you put some more on it because
inside
it's
your
gone.
body.
You absorb most of that stuff. These chemicals are highly absorbable. They enter the bloodstream, and where do they go? They go to the liver, and then the liver has to break them down. But that overtaxes the liver. You make what you may go into that, producing a lot of intrahepatic gallstones, and some of them accumulate in the tissues, in the connective tissues. And if they happen to be in the skin area, under the skin, they saturate there, you may develop skin cancer because you took the sunscreens. So sunscreens are now a leading cause of skin cancer because people are
slathering
it on their skin and they absorb that stuff. And then the other problem that happens, they wash off that stuff with soap. So they soap their whole body afterwards to get it off. And with it, they get rid of all the vitamin D that incidentally or accidentally may have been created on the skin. When you use soap after sunbathing, let's say even without sunscreens, if you just make vitamin D, make sure you don't use soap to wash your skin except under the arms and in the genital area where the sun doesn't go anywhere.
I like how the closed captioning says janitor area, but he's talking about genital area, not your janitor area.
And vitamin D is not made. You don't want to wash it off because the vitamin D stays on your skin for up to 48 hours and gradually is absorbed, and that's how you are building it in the body. So you don't want to wash it off.
Not right
with
away.
Soap, not right away.
Okay.
So soap is not necessary anyway. I've not used soap except when you make your hands dirty with.
I wonder if she's like, I can tell. I don't know. Now I wonder, what does this guy smell like?
Oil or something else. So you don't want to diminish your skin of the vital bacteria that live there, that reside there, that keep the skin healthy and nourished and produce certain vitamins actually on the skin. So the bacteria are best friends. You don't want to kill them off all the time.
Sunlight will give us cancer, skin cancer.
Okay, so before we get to this one, I also have to share, I take a lot of vitamin D. It's because for some apparent reason, I'm vitamin D deficient. It could be genetics, could be something altogether different. I do not know. But yeah, I take it every night. Putting it on your body, never heard of that, but it is in a little capsule of vitamin D oil, so perhaps you can do that. But like I said, go Google it or get on YouTube or whatever, and good Lord, this is bright. And see what they got for you as far as like how you can make your very own sunscreens. Also, get your blood work done and check out what you're short on. Like I said, our food that we eat here in the United States is garbage. I don't know how it is in other places, but look at what you're short on. I was short on vitamin D, even though I drank a ton of milk as a kid and was a rabbit when we'd go to Golden Corral. I'd eat tons of salad and stuff. I was out in the sun all the time. Like I said, I looked like a little native or Mexican kid or something. Like, my skin was dark. It still is in certain places. Because I work outside a lot more than I did as a young teenager. Yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Take your vitamin D. I actually slipped, and the slip should have just like made me fall. My daughter was like, "Oh my God, I thought you broke your back." No, I broke my foot off. Hey, Adrian, I shared a few of your videos earlier, and your, what was it? Immature Eagle Feather Fan. I shared that earlier in the show, so you should check that out. But anyways, we were just talking about vitamin D. Make sure you get your vitamin D, bruh. All right, we're going to continue on. Hope you're having a good Labor Day weekend. All right, so when I did check this out earlier, it says for entertainment purposes only. So I'm going to say that to protect my ass from YouTube. Entertainment purposes only. Destruction of Gaza. A lot of people, due to the shit we're being fed through, the shitty ass media that is all owned by the same people who are trying to control us. This is destruction in Gaza.
Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
That is just very, very damaging stuff. And yes, just like a lot of things today, when you're talking politics, religion, those are things that are very, very, very touchy subjects. And sometimes people get irate. And they yell, then you yell, and then they wonder why you're yelling. Well, you were yelling, so I had to yell over you. Anyways, this is very bad stuff happening. Israel, Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, all over the place. And a lot of this stuff is being funded by our freaking tax dollars. I didn't agree with this. What the hell are you guys doing? Like, we should be able to vote each time they try to take our funds to war, because this is fracking ridiculous. And it's amazing to me, like, these people in Gaza, they move and move and move, and guess what? The attacks move with them. And yes, it is true, there's a lot of tunnels and stuff underground, and yes, perhaps there are tunnels under hospitals or schools or these other freaking places that Israel continues to bomb. Go on foot. Don't use a freaking missile. Don't kill these little babies. Like, these babies don't deserve that. War is terrible. It's a really terrible, horrible thing. And the people of Gaza that have been moved around here and there and everywhere, they're living on heaps of trash. They're having skin diseases because they can't wash properly or wash their skin. They're continually being moved. We hear about people in Los Angeles and other places being moved and losing their stuff. Like, this is hardcore. And also, a lot of these places are being targeted by the Israel military. And there's so many things to be said about Israel. Good things, bad things. What's happening right now, I don't agree with Mr. Netanyahu. I don't know. I feel like we should not be funding this. We should not be allowing this to happen. We should not be saying, here, have some money so we can help you. No, this is ridiculous. But yeah, one of the ladies that I saw just recently on one of these news posts, and, you know, these are called graphic. The things you're going to see are very graphic. So watch or don't. But they warned you. And this poor lady is saying, like, why make us live like this? Like, why don't you just kill us? Which I agree. Like, if I were in that situation, I might say the same thing. Why don't you just kill me and get it over with? I know I've said that in past, like, abusive relationships. So if I was in that, you know, stasis of war, I might feel the same. It's a very sad situation. But let's move on from that. Take a listen.
Take a listen.
There's people walking around out here that are soulless avatars simply operating on matrix programming. They're living, but they're not alive. And they're all around us.
Ooh, that reminds me, like, I don't know if you guys have heard about the whole demon thing. Like, oh, people have this thing going on in their brains or with their eyes where they're seeing demons. BS, dude. BS. Like, there's something really going on out there. There's a spiritual war. Yes, there are physical wars, but there is major spiritual wars happening at this point. And we've seen pictures. Eva Longoria, she shared one that was quite trippy. But it's like the demon effect where you see, you know, demon eyes, demon ears, demon grins. Creepy.
They're all over the place. People that have never woken up to who they truly actually are. They simply are operating on the code that they've been programmed and given since they were born, since they were even in the womb and at gestation. The same code, just running on programming, never exceeding the programming, never reprogramming the programming, never editing it, never hacking themselves, just running on the pure code and living a complete lie, believing that they're alive, but they're not.
Do you imagine? That would trip me out.
I hope y'all pay attention here. I hope y'all, if you're able to wrap your mind around what I'm talking about tonight, if you can wrap your mind around this, let me see you in the chat. Let me see you guys in the chat. Let me make sure you guys are still paying attention. You guys ain't sleeping out there. This is deep stuff, man. This is some real deep stuff.
I'd say.
Take a listen.
Here to space weather.
So obviously the video had nothing to do with that. It was just like something to look at while you listen to this guy speak. Man, I know his name, but I have all the timers, so I can't remember it right now, but that guy's pretty epic. I think he wrote the Emerald Tablets or translated them. I'm not sure where exactly they came from, but I heard they're pretty damn epic.
Weather.com. Severe Steve is what they call this thing, for lack of a better name, because nobody knows what this thing is. Check this out. There's some sort of a mysterious, what they call a red ribbon. It has to have density if it's measurable at 5,000 degrees. Supposedly, that's the temperature of this thing you see right here, moving at 13,000 miles per hour. It is a mystery. It is supposedly up here in the magnetosphere, rather, it's revealed during
Billy Carson.
geomagnetic
Thank
storms. Storms like we just saw, less than reasons. In fact, reasons completely unknown. Nobody knows anything about this, with the exception of the temperature and speed, and that it shows up during geomagnetic storms. I'm assuming that this thing is always in the magnetosphere, swarming the Earth at 13,000 miles per hour. But it's just weird how nobody knows what this thing is. It was visible from right here in New Zealand. That's where the photo came from, over here at spaceweather.com. Right there in South New Zealand. That's where this was visible during the last geomagnetic storm. And it is highly mysterious. Nobody knows anything about this thing. Makes you wonder if this has anything to do with the record temperatures that we're seeing around the Earth. And is this the only one? Are there multiples that are swarming the Earth? This one just happened to be visible. Here to spaceweather.com.
Good afternoon. This is Universal News Media. Today is March 15th, 2018.
Wow. Okay, so this one's a little old, but the shiz is still going on, just so you know.
Today we will be viewing images from unedited photos obtained today from the Federal Aviation weather cams scattered across Alaska and Canada. All videos are in time-lapse mode, with each frame equal to 10 minutes. Our first video was viewed by the south-facing weather cam in Cheakamus Canyon, British Columbia, Canada. We've seen this before, but it is important to see how the flashlight sun, or sun simulator, behaves in the presence of several close celestial objects. This video contains 4 planets and 2 moons. We see 2 objects rising over the mountains. The one on the left is our sun. The one on the right is actually 2 objects. As they rise, the flashlight sun attempts to completely engulf these objects in glare, rendering them non-viewable. This is one of the concealment functions of the flashlight sun. We'll explain the flashlight sun in a moment. If we go back to the beginning again and look at the background sky, we see the flashlight sun taking up nearly the entire sky in order to engulf these objects before they peek over the mountaintop. Notice the rainbow-colored rings and filaments protruding from the flashlight sun. These are yet another obscuring feature performed by the prism installed on the flashlight sun. We'll see more of this in a few minutes. The sun takes on the shape of a blob in order to engulf the 2 other celestial objects in glare. Finally,
so yeah, even if you take a picture with your camera on your cell phone, you're going to see one radiant being, and then you're going to see a little glare. Like, see this little red dot down here? I've had, I don't know how many people send me pictures of them taking a picture of the sun or the moon. With the moon, it's generally like a green dot. With the sun, it's generally like red, could be blue. Depends on what angle it's at. Could be several different little tiny dots down here, but look at the 2 bright blobs up there. If you've ever taken a picture of the sun, instead of looking at it, you have one entity. This is 2. Sometimes in these videos, there's 3. One just recently was 5. What?
The 2 foreign objects break free of the glare and are then obscured by a very successful blurring mechanism built into the flashlight sun. These objects are blurred, then they fade into transparency from the atmospheric chemicals. 2 moons just came into view, as well as another large planet on the far right side of the screen. Some contrast brings it into view better. And here's an enlargement of that object.
I don't know about
As
that.
the sun approaches the planet on the right, it is also severely blurred from view. The prisms put out colored rings and lines to further obscure any nearby objects. And finally, the moons are hidden in a prism ring of rainbow colors. The close-up images of the moons prove that they are not lens flares. They are rotating, and one of them has a black ring around it.
I don't know.
For those who are new to this channel, I will quickly explain the flashlight sun or sun simulator. It is a very intense light source installed between the Earth
And I don't know if you guys have heard this either. Supposedly, you can Google order sunlight. I actually saw a video. This could just be AI generated stuff, but some guy's like, okay, I need sunlight in the backyard because I'm going to be working all night. All of a sudden, light comes from the sky. Is that real? Is that AI? Have you heard about it? Let me know in the comments, because that is weird.
And the sun much closer to the earth. The planets involved in the many eclipses occurring daily, which we'll see in a minute, pass in front of our real sun, but behind the flashlight sun, so that it's not obvious an eclipse is occurring. We know that the flashlight sun is not the real sun, as evidenced from these images taken from the weather cam in Drumheller, Alberta, Canada. As the flashlight sun moves across the sky, it completely disappears behind a tiny street light. Our real sun could never be hidden by a tiny object like this. There is either a large gaseous cloud or a planet in front of our real sun, but behind the flashlight.
I'm like, is that supposed to be, what is that right under the sun? So this little, okay, let me go back over here. This little red thing right here, that's a glare. This right here is from your lens. These little specks all around. What the crack is this? That could be an UFO? I don't know.
Sun. The flashlight sun has a black center during eclipses and near eclipses. This black dot is not a camera anomaly. It casts its own reflection upon water, as shown in these images from the southwest-facing weather cam in Gustavus Dock, Alaska. According to the sunrise schedule for Toksuk Bay, Alaska, this east-facing camera caught another object rising 15 minutes after our sun was already up and well hidden behind the opaque, chemtrailed clouds. As the morning goes on, it becomes more obvious that there is more than just our sun rising. Eventually, the flashlight sun engulfs the other object in glare for concealment and takes on a very contorted shape again. The east-facing weather cam in St. Mary's, Alaska, captured two very textured objects. The flashlight sun is busy blurring and obscuring the larger object at its 11 o'clock position, leaving the smaller planet in the upper right corner in sharp focus. Here are some close-up views of that smaller planet. The prism on the flashlight sun causes multiple images in the last two frames. It's even easier to see the multiple objects in these contrast-enhanced images.
That shit is pixelated.
The south-facing weather cam in Sitka, Alaska, often captures this red planet, but what's interesting here is to see the flashlight sun's prism at work. Look how the rainbow-colored ring of glare stretches toward the red planet in an attempt to obscure it from view.
It's here.
The south-facing weather cam in Shagaluk, Alaska, caught this prism-reflected planet on the horizon on the left side of the screen. This has to be a reflection because it is setting over top of...
And right here is very interesting to me. This right here. What? Like a lot of times you'll have the sun and you'll see it coming or spraying directly off the sun. It could be because of this cloud here that is causing this. I do not know. Continue. What? Play. Hello? Did I lose it? Oh, maybe I have to go directly to that page. Weird. Hello?
Of some of the tree line in the horizon. The real planet is in direct alignment with the flashlight sun, hidden in a transparency from atmospheric chemical, and the chemical clouds that are visible under the sun. The east-facing weather cam at Scammon Bay caught the flashlight sun growing to an enormous size in order to engulf the celestial objects in glare. These would be the same objects we saw earlier at Cheakamus Canyon, where the moons were visible.
This real quick. Oh, now you're gone. Anywho, I was going to say, so there's a real site, and I heard of that. There's been a couple different videos I've seen, but you know what? A lot of things can be hidden from us. Is this real? I do know that supposedly Russia had a fake son. Hi, Waylon. So Russia had a fake son, and this was because, you know, all the weather and stuff they have over there. So people had a fake sun that would shine when the real sun would not shine through. How the crap could they even do this? I don't know. That's why I'm like, is this shit real or not? Sorry, went and checked it out. Thank you. Thanks for checking, Travis. But no, like, supposedly people did order it.
45 minutes worth of images were removed from this camera. All of these cameras are gone over carefully, and many frames are removed before allowing the public to view them. I only get what they miss. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right. We'll play this one and maybe another one.
Of the coroner's van that supposedly had Michael Jackson's body in it that didn't know it was being filmed? This guy...
Okay, guys. This is straight trippy. Trippy. This whole Michael Jackson thing, and a lot of people like, Michael Jackson's not real, just like Tupac was the Machiavelli and things like that. Like, some people we're so attached to, we don't want to believe they're real. But there have been sightings, even a certain feller that was good friends with Michael before he did pass, and he was a burn victim, etc. Came on after Michael passed and did the interview. Did you listen to his voice? Michael Jackson. Did you know that Michael Jackson was not only the king of pop, but the king of costume? So, before he'd go out, he'd get all this makeup done, and he'd go out into the world and not be bugged like the pop star he is. This could be one of his epic costumes, one of his epic ways to be discreet and hide himself. So I'm going to share this one really quick. If we got time, we'll share another one. But you got to check this out. You got to check this out. And I'm going to take it back a little bit. Let's take it back. Is Michael Jackson still alive?
Video of the coroner's van that supposedly had Michael Jackson's body in it that didn't know it was being filmed? This guy thought he was going to capture them wheeling him out, and instead, he captured this.
What is this?
Now, I was very skeptical when I first saw this, so I had to do what I do, and I did my investigative work. 127602. Remember that number. So what I did is I went and I scoured the internet, and I found actual news footage of a helicopter filming the body of Michael Jackson going into a coroner's van. And you'll never guess what I found. Let's take a look at that number. Do we remember? 127602. And just in case your memory is not good. Helicopter garage. 127602. Now for me, this isn't enough to just automatically assume he's still alive. But when you keep digging, you'll see. This guy's name is Dave, and he's supposedly
Dave.
Jackson's. And have you ever heard him speak?
And there were all these Paul McCartney.
What was I just saying? Dave. Isn't that like a name of an imaginary friend? Okay, Dave, but listen to this voice. I'm telling you, this is MJ. He even wore one of those synthetic masks or whatever, you know, they'll put this, I want to say plaster, but it's not, like a synthetic rubber or whatever. It's kind of like rubber, but you put it on and then it hardens into like a rubbery texture. He went out as an old man. So many different things. I swear to God, this is Michael Jackson.
Gardening records all over this. The Girl Is Mine, and this and that. 13 solo albums, solo appearances on TV shows, and there were all these Paul McCartney records. But of course, you always feel things. I don't see Marlon next to me. I don't feel.
And is this next clip just them putting the truth right in plain sight?
I felt like he had like Michael Jackson's spirit in him. Because there were times that he even sounded like him talking, and it would just kind of blow my mind.
And you may not realize it, but he wasn't just the king of pop, but the master of disguise.
Michael Jackson was not just the king of music. Michael, who also had a talent for disguises, was also the king in this regard. The master of disguise.
He should have tried his hand at Bill Clinton without speaking. Hey, Dave. Look at that beautiful woman.
Like I said, I'm just showing you some evidence. You make your own decision.
And also, like, can we get a close-up of his face? Like, can we get a close-up of Dave's face at different times that he's been on TV and see, like, has the pattern of scars moved or whatever? Because they won't. If they're real burn scars, they will stay in the same place. So I want to see Dave in transition as far as, like, different media output and look closely at his face and see, has the structure of the scars changed? Because each time you do your makeup, or you're doing Halloween makeup or whatever the crack it is, it's not going to always be completely the same. It's going to be a bit different sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Telling you. This is weird.
But before you make your final one, why don't you listen to what the surrogate mother to Michael Jackson's children also had to say.
In that time, they've gone on some very unusual outings, often with Michael in disguise.
Yeah, he'd call, what are you doing? Nothing, what are you doing? When I go to the video, yeah. I'd sneak out without security. Got caught. I was like, God, this is like a Beatles film. We're getting chased by people. We'd have to call security and bail us out. But, yeah, we'd go out and do stuff.
Maybe Michael, like she said, just got sick of being chased
Seriously,
around.
dude, look at the eyes.
And before I end this, I have a confession to make. I wouldn't listen to this man's music for 10 years in my car. I would turn it off immediately if it came on because I was mind controlled by the TV. I watched one thing and I just assumed that this guy was an evil, disgusting man.
No way, dude.
Kids that
I don't believe that.
And what I realized once I woke up is that the TV controls your mind in more ways than you could ever imagine. I don't know what he really is, or
You can
where
still
he
see
really
them.
is, but I have my thoughts and my ideas. But my biggest thought and idea is I just want you to know this is all for entertainment purposes. Of course, Michael died of
Entertainment
a tragic
purposes.
drug overdose and he's no longer with us. God rest his soul. Entertainment purposes only.
Entertainment purposes only. You guess what? I don't know. That is Trippy. And even, I want to say his girlfriend, but it wasn't really his girlfriend. It was just the woman who birthed his children. Was there any of his genomes in there at all? We don't know. But he's got 3 children, I believe, by the same woman. And, yeah, she knew he was the master of disguise. So, yeah, just the voice and the eyes on that guy. I'm pretty damn certain that's Michael Jackson, but who am I? I'm just some crazy chick here on your computer screen right now, yapping at you. Anyways, on that note, we are going to go to our first music break. On this break, we have Mr. Jeff Hilliard from Los Angeles, California, with Finger Bang Your Day. That means give it a good California howdy. Say F it to a lot of things, except for life. Life is precious. Life is a gift. Not everybody is as lucky as us to still be alive today, but, give your day that, those multiple orgasms, as he'll say. Consensual Sex Fan. If you guys have not watched these music videos, please go on YouTube. Look up Jeff Hilliard, Hilliard, and check out his videos. It's epic. Silicone Wave, Multitude, Coke That Heals, and I believe that's it for this break. Yes, the very next break is Abandoned. So yeah, please enjoy the music. I'll see you back here shortly. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
When your life is a never-ending train wreck, and you feel like you're drowning in a sea of regret, with a bit of oppression pressing down on your neck, it hurts so bad. When your overwhelming hatred kills your heart's desire, and reality starts looking like a dumpster fire, you start bitching to me, but you're preaching to the choir. You don't need to be so mad, 'cause sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we're sure there's no reason to try. When the whole world goes completely insane, open your heart, stand up and sing. I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah, I'll finger bang my day. That's right. You gotta make the choice to give it all you've got, and make your day long with pleasure, really make it hot, because your day deserves a lover that pulls out the stops. Come on, it's not so hard, 'cause sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we're sure there's no reason to try. When the whole world blows up in our face, what else could we do but stand up and sing? I'm gonna finger bang my day. Yeah, yeah, finger bang my day.
Hey, what are we really doing? We can't live in a world that has this much hate. We have to get honest with ourselves. We have to take stock in what our part is in all of this madness. We have to let go, and we focus on giving love, setting that intention. And each and every single one of us gets up every day with the intention to give love. And we do it. We go out there and we give love every single day. Each one of us gets out there and makes love to our day, giving our day a multiple orgasm. The whole world will be orgasmic for the rest of eternity. Sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we're sure there's no reason to try. When the whole world is fucking insane, we open our hearts, stand up and sing. I'm gonna finger bang my day.
let you go. This is eternity with me, baby. Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? Do you wanna go for a ride in my consensual sex van? You don't have to be alone. Come with me. Magic, healthy laughter, boundaries, space, ongoing mutual consent, passion, happily will be bearing our souls, naked by the sea. We'll breathe the clean air. We'll be living, laughing, loving forever. Baby, do you wanna go for a ride in a consensual sex van? Do you wanna go for a ride in a consensual sex van? You don't have to be alone anymore. We will be together forever in love. Do you wanna go for a ride? Do you wanna go in my consensual? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just get in the van.
I just got a package. I can't wait to get home. I spent all day tracking the shipment on my phone. All that she was lacking, I ordered custom. I can't wait to get some. Take it to the bedroom. Bitches always nagging. Now I got the air. I send the bitches packing. Going my way. I have a new attraction. Don't care what you say. It's better in every way. Now baby, it's time to play. We're gonna make us a tape and show everyone the way. Cause I'm going my own way. Riding up Silicon Way. Home scene on the game. With my new real dog, I'm gonna play. Just second grade to Mount Silicon Way. She is here to stay. She's my new real dog, and it's time to play. She don't need expensive date nights. Never talks back, I'm always right. Stuff it in her face with all my might. She don't even care, we don't ever fight. She never cries when I'm testing the suspension. We blow it up like it's fucking Armageddon. We make the videos because this is perfection. Look at this erection. I don't need protection, cause I'm going my own way. Riding up Silicon Way. Home scene on the game. With my new real dog, I'm gonna play. Just second grade to Mount Silicon Way. She is here to stay. She's my new real dog, and it's time to play.
woman of my dreams. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Fais-moi l'amour.
Je suis amoureux.
Je pense toujours à
Enchanté.
Tu es charmant.
Ma chérie. Mon
Tu es
potatoes nasty. Is it touchy a little nipple?
Tu es charmant. Fais-moi l'amour. It's like living on a super yacht. Making love to a robot. It's like owning a football team, but having sex with the robot. It's like winning an Oscar and Emmy and Grammy when you're fucking a robot. It's like saving a family with a newborn from a fire, but you're fucking a robot.
I got molar moves, got that molar too. You think it's wrong? I could've had too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a molar too. I can do no wrong. Back to the headlock, never gonna cut it. All these hookers sweet on me. Look at them chasing me, showing me that ass. And a banged up snatch. I do this shit for free. Go down your mom, tell 3. She's taking selfies with the mullet like it's history. I can't outmaneuver you with that pussy, dude. You sit like Buddha waiting on it to come to you. My lines are straight to the point. She shows me gratitude. So what's your latitude? Let's adjust your attitude. Alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini. I got molar moves. I got that molar too. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini. Check these molar moves. You need a molar too. I can do no wrong. Back of the head, I'm gonna cut it. Alligator, double dually Lamborghini. All up in a silly little yellow polka dot bikini. You're like the butt of a butter knife cutting up panini. So climb back in your kangaroo pouch like a rolling genie. These moves are hot, these locks I got. This power cannot be disputed and it can't be bought. So you can find me in the studio with all these thoughts. You wanna buy my style, but you can't do what you're not, neighbor. I got molar moves, I got that molar too. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a molar too. I can do no wrong. Back of the head long, we're gonna cut it. Got that motherfucking mullet. You wanna touch it?
Yeah. Next time you come around here with your bitch ass, just remember how my mullet makes your hoes pussy drip, drip, drip. I got molar moves, I got that molar too. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a molar too. I can get no wrong. Never gonna cut it. I got molar moves, I got that molar too. You think it's wrong? Back of the head too long. Fuck that. Check these molar moves. You need a molar too. I can get no wrong. Never gonna cut it. Never gonna cut it. Never gonna cut it. Drip, drip. Molar moves. Just a molar, bitch. Molar moves. Drip, drip. Molar moves. Never gonna cut it.
You
nothing but a coward. You're a fool with nothing to offer. No one will ever believe you. They see you for what you are. You're just a fraud, a shell of a person. And now the marvelous fears of penetrate the demons that around you. They enslave you into the dungeon of the hate. I am the son of
All right, that was Mr. Jeff Hilliard from the Los Angeles area. He's freaking amazing. I was just telling my friend Adrian here on break that he's like the Weird Al of our time. I love, what do they call it? Something music. Anyways, I'll think of it later. Like I said, I have all the timers, so I can't remember every single flicking word. What's the word? Satirical music. That was the word. I knew if I tossed it around in my brain for a little bit, I might get it, but satire, satirical music, and I love it because it makes me smile, it makes me laugh, and jam out too. I have one that I might share at the end. I haven't shared it forever. It's The Good Life. And I was singing it earlier to my cat, threatening her with a song, but no, it's funny. Anywho, thanks so much for joining me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. It's been frickin' epic. Frickin' epic indeed. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. Speaking of videos, shall we get back into it? Let's do, shall we? All right. Jim Carrey. I love you, Jim Carrey. Scary Harry. Jim Carrey is awesome, and I know... Let me get back over here really quick. I know Mr. Jim had a pretty epic hard life. If you don't know his history, you should really look into it as far as like his family, how they were all homeless at one point, etc., etc. This bronzer, let me rub it out. It makes me look like I was like digging with my forehead into the dirt. But anyways, hey, that's much better. Your fingers are the best makeup advocate. Anyways, Jim Carrey is epic. I don't know about you, but from the moment I met him on In Living Color, I was in love with his antics, with his mesmerization of different life skills, basically, of making me laugh. And he didn't give an F about what anybody thought, and I really love that about him. Jim Carrey, we love you. And I know we all go through some different transitions in life, and I think he's gotten to the point where I don't think he wants to act anymore. I think he's just done, over it. Jim Carrey, if you need me to hold you and make you feel better about life, I will do so. I'll stroke a house and stuff and just tell you how good life can be. Yes, we are all characters in this play called life, and life can be pretty damn difficult, but like I've said before, life is a gift. Be grateful you have it, because not all of us get to be there throughout it. A lot of us get our tickets torn short And perhaps it's because heaven needs angels or whatnot, but life is a gift, so please treat it as such. I know at times it can seem very, very difficult and complicated, but try to hang in there and do what you can. Let's help each other out, lift each other up, and let's get out of this freaking cesspool, shall we? All right, let's continue.
I suddenly got it. I understood suddenly how thought was just an illusory thing. And how thought is responsible for, if not all, most of the suffering we experience. And then I suddenly felt like I was looking at these thoughts from another perspective. And I wondered, who is it that's aware that I'm thinking? And suddenly I was thrown into this expansive, amazing feeling of freedom from myself, from my problems. I saw that I was bigger than what I do. I was bigger than my body. I was everything and everyone. I was no longer a fragment of the universe. I was the universe. I suddenly got it. I understood suddenly how...
I just have to say really quick, Mr. Terry, you're amazing, and we all go through different phases in our life when we realize certain things, and he's been through so many different characters. He knows more than a lot of us what the crap is going on out there, and I think he's sick and tired of the acting world and what's going on in Hollyweird. Yeah, let's continue on with the next one, shall we? Okay, so look at this anomaly. Glitch in the Matrix. Why does it look like the sun is setting in the middle of the ocean? Could this right here be perhaps some sort of schmug or something on the top of the ocean? I don't know, but let's look at it.
Oh my god. Oh my heck. That's so weird.
You know, these guys have been looking at this for days and days and days. All of a sudden it looks like this. What?
I've never seen it do that. It's like
it looks like a Lego pieces.
It's just sitting in the water.
It's a layer of fog.
Are you kidding me?
It looks like a pyramid.
Isn't that weird?
It looks fake.
I wonder, is the water boiling at that point? I'm gonna let it play again because you were just looking at this face during that portion, but this is weird. Wow, 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 wow.
That's so weird.
Intergalactic, planetary,
Intergalactic.
It looks like a boat. Wait, green flash, guys. We're gonna see it because it was so pink.
This is so freaking weird.
The green flash exists, but it's only because when your eyes don't see that red, that orangey pink, it replaces it with the opposite on the color spectrum, which is green. That's why you see green flash.
I can see it happening right now.
Yeah, you'll see a green flash because it's gonna disappear and then you'll see a green flash.
Where's the green flash?
Weird. I don't see green.
I see it.
How come I don't see
When you just stare at it for a moment.
Dick, can you believe that?
See, isn't that weird?
That's the weirdest thing.
I would be looking at the reflection in my pool. Is this an actual visual reality, or when you look into water you can see the difference? Like, you can see there's water, then there's a firmament, so far as like a little fog or something going on. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Distance between the Earth and the Moon is 384,400 kilometers, 238,855 miles. Are you sure? I have to say, as a photographer, taking pictures and videos and such of the moon, and you see those craters so brilliantly. And, supposedly there's all these different, waves, radiation waves going throughout the galaxy because of the sun. Wouldn't that, gum up your vision of the craters and such on the moon? I've had so much clarity on that. It is super epic. But yeah, let's continue. Because look at this thing. The moon has the monkeypox. I don't know if you've heard this, and this is a lot of things coming from flat earthers, but supposedly it kind of mimics the Earth. So the Earth is mimicked in the moon. Oh no, there's so many different theories about the moon. Is it really a Death Star? The sun was 93 million miles away. So exactly, if it's really that far away, why is it putting beams like I've been catching or taking pictures of? Because, like I said, okay, let me go back here and zoom in a little bit. Ever since I was a wee little babe, when I was about 5, almost 6 years old, my mom was killed by a drunk driver. Therefore, I was obsessed with the sky. So I'd look up to heaven all the time and talk to my mom and notice all the sunrises and sunsets because I've had issues with sleeping for a very long time. How is it so focused? It's here and it's focusing down through the clouds. It's here. It's doing these different things. If it was that far away, wouldn't it just be a broad spectrum thing, going clear across the sky instead of just this poignant point? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, please, because let's go. Let's go. LATSGO. Look at that. This is a lot of pictures I've been taking recently. It's right there. If it was higher up, wouldn't it be coming through all these clouds and not just there? Hello?
They say the Bible isn't a science book, but modern science is still trying to catch up with the Bible. Look at New Jerusalem, for instance, and what it's made out of. The Bible talks about all the jewels that New Jerusalem is made out of, and every single one of them happens to be anisotropic jewels, which are jewels that interact completely differently with pure light. Look at all the vibrant colors. And then your isotropic jewels in pure light look black as coal. You can't even see that. Guess which of these jewels are anisotropic or isotropic? So how did the Bible know what this city needed to be made out of in order to look so vibrant and beautiful at the pearly gates? Well, my friends, that's just science for you. And our scientists are literally just figuring this stuff out. But back in the Bible days, they knew how jewels would react to pure light under microscopes and stuff. And this is light wave science. This is wavelength stuff. How the wavelengths operate through different minerals. Yet way back when, they somehow knew what this would be made out of to be so beautiful. Now you tell me that this isn't the inspired, written word of God. They say the Bible is the moon map of Earth.
I just have to say, I love this guy. I love his energy. Okay, let's go.
Suggests that the moon is a reflection of all of Earth's surfaces, showing
Earth,
1/4 of it being
Earth.
where we live.
Nice to meet
A
you.
1964 newspaper article shows moon, mirage, reflection of Earth's surface. So I was talking to my astronomer buddy, David Shane, and he says he gets really close on the moon with his telescope, and sometimes it appears to...
Even me with my freaking Canon video camera, I can see all of this. I don't need a freaking telescope. All I gotta do is zoom, zoom, zoom. If it was actually that far away, could I zoom in like that? I don't know.
appears to look like ice. Then he persists to tell me about this scientific concept that water can hold memory. And sometimes water, when frozen into ice, it will show the image that water was reflecting before it was frozen. So then I found this. There's these scientists, they drop some flowers down into water and then examine the drops of that water under a microscope, and they see images of the flower. Check this out.
A while later, we took a drop of water, and here you can see one of the pictures. And you can see it in this picture. It's the typical image you get when you put a flower into water. You could recognize the flower in every single drop in this glass, of course. That can be reproduced and has significance. And if you were to put a different flower in here...
Hey, dude, don't let your mind blow. Hold it in there. Hold stop now. Almost there.
For example, a Sweet William flower, then all the drops of this water would look like Sweet William.
Wait, what? Then honestly, it makes a lot of sense that the moon would be a reflection of all the land of Earth. Now we're all just throwing theories around here, but man, come on. Lines up. The moon map of Earth suggests that the moon is a reflection of all of Earth's surfaces, showing 1/4 of it being where we live. A 1964 newspaper article shows...
So sorry, I had to kind of partially get through that again because my mind is wrecked. My mind is wrecked. Let me get back over here and let me make it bigger. Oh, well, hello. You got quite big there, didn't you? Anyways. So. Say what, karaoke? These things are actually happening. I've had people bugging me for years. Flat oifas? And they're like, hey, you need to have so-and-so on your show, or you need to do this, you need to do that. Flat Earth. And I'm like, Flat Earth? That is hilarious. Are you seriously talking to me about Flat Earth right now? Yes, they were. And I have to admit, the more I watch this stuff, the more I'm like, this actually makes sense. You know, before I'm accumulating it to, okay, we can sail around the world and we don't fall off the world. No, of course, you're kept in by some sort of structure. What is it called? I used to call it the ether, the firmament. You're kept in by the firmament. So there's this globe. It's like we're in this happy little snow globe and we're in the firmament. What the crack? The thing that really sold me on Flat Earth is flights. Have you looked at this? If you have not, you should. Flight patterns. If you look at the round Earth, where flights are going, the trajectory, how it's way the frack out of the way going over here, and going way the frack over here just to go over here, instead of just going bing right there. Why? So I don't know. Just saying it right now makes me feel a little bit loopy. So if you could, please look into it because this stuff is tripping me out. And go there and tell me what the frack you think. Because, like, I'm getting closer to flat earther reality. Oh my lord, I hate to say it because I'm like, when you fell off the earth once, like, what the hell's going on? But then at the same time, there's like rings and rings and rings and oh my god. Anyways,
my
let's
buddy
go
Internet
before.
Warlords sends me this video, satellite imagery from NASA showing the Earth and the Moon traversing the sun's face from who knows how far away. Now, those of us who have common sense would look at this and say,
I see you! Oh, you're so tiny and cute!
Quite a few problems with this, but it just looks fake, does it not? So we hit the comment section talking about how fake it is, and Globers say, these comments, we need to do better with education. Can't fix stupid. They say, boss, don't waste your time on kindergarten.
I gotta have this guy on my show.
Education failed many people. That's what I'm saying, yes. One guy says, too late. Critical mass has already taken hold. We're well on our way to idiocracy. They say the way your brain works is literally embarrassing.
You mean you feed your plants with toilet water?
Reading your comments is comedic gold. I can smell your scientific illiteracy from here, and they want to school us on perspective. How's this for perspective? Go to the...
On January 14th, 2005, the Huygens probe observed a rare astronomical event, Earth and the Moon transitioning between Saturn and the Sun, a transit that happens roughly every 15 years. However, the central transit, where the alignment is almost perfect, occurs only twice every 1,000 years. This is a simulation based on data from the Descent Imager spectral radiometer on the Huygens probe. Hashtag Saturn, hashtag Moon, hashtag Luna, hashtag Titan.
Go to the description and it says, this is a simulation based on data. The poetic irony here is satisfying. We saw this and said, you know, something don't sit right with us. It looks pretty fake. And all the people blindly deciding to believe it started mocking and ridiculing us just to be wrong in the end. Do better. My buddy Internet Warlord.
Oh, let me make sure I uncheck that one. I think I did. Yeah, I did.
So you know I've been all about this map lately. Check this out. You know how Truth Repeater pointed out the sea?
You guys, here, the cross-section this is mind-blowing. This is intense.
The life pattern, and it lays over this map showing a circle going around a bigger circle, and then a circle in the center. Look what I found in Enoch. Look at this. Talking about I made the solid waters ice, right? That is to say the bottomless, right? Down below. And I made a foundation of light around the water, right? The sun's circuit around. And I created 7 great circles inside it. Yo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now remember, I theorized that the Mercator could be the very center of this all-encompassing map, and we've...
One thing that blows me away is this little freaking sentinel mountain. Is this made of lead? Is this made of titanium? What is this mountain made of? I must know.
Got this mountain in the middle. What if that's Mount Zion?
Okay, so is this guy like reading my mind right now?
You should look into what Mount Zion is. Look at Hebrews 26 through 28. Once again, I will shake... The Mercator could be the very center of this all-encompassing map, and we've got this mountain in the middle.
I thought Mount Zion was like in Jerusalem or some-ish like that. Is it really in the center of flat Earth?
What if that's Mount Zion? You should look into what Mount Zion is. Look at Hebrews 26 through 28. Once again, I will shake not only the earth, but the heavens also.
No,
this
I
means
want to go
that
back.
all of
I want to go back.
this mountain in the middle. What if that's Mount Zion? You should...
Mount Zion is the place where Yahweh, the God of Israel, dwells. Was the Isaiah 8:18 Psalm 74:2, the place where he is king. Isaiah 24:23, and where he has installed his king. David, Psalm 2:6. It is thus the seat of the action of Yahweh in history. Okay.
Look into
I just
what
had to
Mount
read
Zion
that.
is. Look at Hebrews 26 through 28. Once again, I will shake.
Promise. Once again, I will shake not only the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all of the creation will be shaken and removed, so that only unshakable things will remain. You can count on me, babe. Since we are receiving a kingdom that is unshakable, let us be thankful and please God by worshiping him with holy fear and awe. For our God is a devouring fire.
Not
He
only
is.
the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all of creation will be shaken and removed, so that only unshakable things will remain. Since we are receiving a kingdom that is unshakable, let us be thankful and please God by worshiping him with holy fear and awe, for our God is a devouring fire. Now, these 7 circles, right? See, they go around this bigger circle.
Okay, so I don't know if as a kid you saw that thing where you can go and draw circles and do different cool things. Yeah, kind of reminds me of that.
The 7th circle, right here in the center. See, if this light, this sun, went all the way around over centuries and centuries, you know that there's one area of land here right in the middle that will always have day and night, always have sunlight, always remain. Right? Now you know about the spiral of life, right? The Fibonacci sequence, the spiral of life. Everything living, moving, growing.
Even in the fingerprints,
has a
yes.
spiral pattern in its growth and development. This is the seed of life. Now, if in this whole grand scheme of things, if this were spiraling, you know, the earth and the heavens will be moved. Look, the stars, sun, and moon would have to move with this inhabitable land melting.
How is that possible when you look out every night and it's the same freaking sky, but it moves just a little bit each night? It's not like
the ice, creating new territory. Look, but there would be one place that would always remain. Right there in the 7th circle. So just theoretically speaking, what if over time all things pass away?
I'm wondering, and I'm going to ask you guys right now. Did you ever get that pin set that I always wanted as a kid? Okay, so I grew up until my mom was killed by a drunk driver when I was 5, almost 6, watching her draw and paint and carve and do different artistic things. And then, sorry, my hair is being all willy-nilly because, like, my head is shaking everywhere. Did you remember seeing that? I believe it was like late 80s or early 90s. Maybe it was the 90s, where you have this pin, you have this set, and it comes with different wheels, and you're like, rah, 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 rah. Looks somewhat like that from what I remember. And that is pretty damn epic, I must say. Come on, boy, give it to us.
Until the one kingdom remains. So you know I've been all about this map lately. Check this out.
Yes.
You know how Truth Repeater pointed out the seed of life pattern, and it lays over this map showing a circle going around a bigger circle, and then a circle in the center. Look what I found in Enoch. Look at this. Talking about I made the solid waters ice, right? That is to say the bottomless, right? Down below. And I made a foundation of light around the water, right? The sun's circuit around. And I created...
I think we already did that.
If we lived in this model, then this would have to be a giant ice wall that is the highest elevation than anywhere else. And it is. If we lived here and the Earth is not a ball at 25,000 miles in circumference, then that would mean that the outer edge of Antarctica is like roughly 60,000 miles around. Captain James Cook sailed around Antarctica. He approached this giant ice barrier and was going to go around Antarctica, and he was constantly looking for a way in and kept going. He realized the wall was too tall, so he just kept sailing for 60,000 miles. He eventually realized, man, it's going to take a high jump to get over that wall. Also, if we lived here, then there would be a 24-hour sun here and not down here. All these places in the north have a 24-hour sun. That's right. All of them. They say the South Pole has a 24-hour sun, but if the North Pole has a 24-hour sun and all the continents around it, then the South Pole and all of the continents around it should have it as well. Like Australia, but it doesn't. Or South America, but it doesn't. I also feel like if we lived here and they were really trying to hide it from us, then no one would be able to go here. I mean, we would figure it out. Oh yeah, it is off limits, the Antarctic Treaty. Do you know of anything else that all countries agree on together? I know one other thing, the Artemis Accords. All countries agree on space exploration as well. And of course, Google's going to tell you Antarctica is not off limits. It's just tightly regulated. They're almost like...
But travel there is tightly regulated to protect the environment and ensure the safety of visitors. The Antarctic Treaty prohibits commercial mining and blah, blah, blah. Vulnerable areas, animals, yada yada. Treaty also states that so and so forth can only be used for and not commercial reasons. Strict rules to protect it are valuable.
Look, you can go there, but you can't go there.
Yeah.
You can go there, you can explore freely, but don't go there, don't explore freely.
There.
Look, we've tried to go by plane, we've tried to go by boat. Military is ready.
We'd go by train if we could, or automobile.
If we lived in this model, then this would have to be a giant... One other thing, the Artemis Accords. All countries agree on space exploration as well. And of course, Google's going to explore freely, but don't go there, don't explore freely. Look, we've tried to go by plane, we've tried to go by boat. Military is ready and waiting to take over communications and turn you around. Once you go flat, you never go back, and that's the thing. In order to see the big picture, you got to connect all of the dots. If we lived in this model, then...
I love this freaking
If we lived in this model, then this would have to be a giant... If we lived... Did the moon map of Earth resonate with you? Well, it's about to resonate way more. There's this theory that the moon...
And I was talking about this earlier, like how it mimics, like, what the crap? What the crap? Why does it do that? Is it because it's a freaking AI thing? Is it because it's intelligent? Is it because it's a freaking mirror? I don't know. Let's see what this genius fella has to say about this.
It represents our Earth, and only 1/4 is our known Earth, and it moves around, like the clock in Prague. As you can see, there's a constellation wheel. The sun and moon are both connected in the center of this. And honestly, what if this constellation wheel moves around in centuries of time around the entirety of Earth? I call this the 4/4 theory, like the 4 quarters in ancient cosmology and mythology.
Like the 4 corners of my area. I'm in the 4 corners. I'm scared. Several cosmological, and mythological systems portray 4 corners of the world, or 4 quarters of the world, corresponding approximately to the 4 points of the compass, or the 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes. At the center may lie a sacred mountain, garden, world tree, or other beginning point of creation. Often 4 rivers run to the 4 corners of the world, and water or irrigate the 4 quadrants of the earth.
The 4 quarters of Earth that Enoch talks about. These 4 quarters in several Bibles, scriptures, and quarters definition is a fourth of something.
I'm sorry,
or
I have to go back.
A place in which you can dwell, which it's weird 4/4 theory, like the 4 quarters round in centuries of time around the entirety of Earth. I call this the 4/4 theory, like the 4 quarters in ancient cosmology and mythology.
And the first quarter is called the east, but it is the first, and the second in the south, because the Most High will descend there. Yea, there is quite a special sense. Will he who is blessed forever descend? And the west quarter is named the diminished, because there are all the luminaries of the heaven wane and go down, and the 4th quarter, named the north, is divided into 3 parts. The first of them is for the dwelling men, and the second contains seas of water, and the abysses, and forests and rivers, and darkness and clouds, and the 3rd quarter, blah, blah, blah.
4 quarters of Earth that Enoch.
And darkness and clouds, and the 3rd quarter contains the garden of righteousness.
talks about. The four quarters.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, God in Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
Several.
That's Revelation 28.
Bible.
This is Ezekiel 7:2. And you, son of man, say, this is what the Lord has said to the land of Israel. And end has come. The end has come on the four quarters of the land.
Scriptures.
Jeremiah 49:36. And upon Elam will I bring the four winds from the four quarters of heaven, and will scatter them toward all those winds. And there shall be no nation whither the outcasts of Elam shall not come.
And quarters.
Quarter.
Definition is a fourth of something, or a place in which you can dwell, which it's weird that this is literally 1/4 of this.
And look at that. Like, there's a big bowl, there's a little bowl.
And it's the quarters in which we dwell. So is this moon projection that kind of looks like the land from Earth enough evidence for us to believe in something like this? Probably not, because really it doesn't match up perfectly. But I've got some evidence. In order for this theory to even be somewhat plausible, we need 3 things to be happening for sure. Number 1, the magnetic north would have to be moving. And guess what? It is. In the direction that it would need to be moving.
Yes, Earth's magnetic north pole is gradually shifting and moving northwest. Location. In 1831, Arctic explorer James Clark Ross first located the magnetic North Pole as of early 2019. It was moving from Canada towards Siberia at a rate of about 34 miles, 55 kilometers per year. The NOAA predicts that in 2024, the magnetic North Pole will be located at 86 degrees north, 142 degrees east, and by 2025, it will have drifted to 138 degrees east. Speed. Magnetic North Pole's forward speed has increased over time from about 10 miles, 16 kilometers per year in the earliest 20th century to roughly 34 miles, 55 kilometers per year in 2021. So I've talked about this before as far as like, was it 2012? I think it was 2012 when there was a massive earthquake in Japan. And when that happened, I was like, oh, it went a third of the degrees or something. Like, it was a very tiny fraction, but it was huge as far as like earth movement. Huge, the way the earth tilted. Recently, and I don't know if you guys know this, I'm going to go back over here so I can zoom in on myself. Did you know the core used to move a certain way? Now the core is moving in the opposite direction? Pretty damn trippy. Did you know that?
What's that smell?
Probably my cigar.
I just came in. What? No, what?
No, the Earth's core.
The Earth's what?
Core.
Core?
The very middle of the Earth.
About what?
It used to move a certain direction. Now it's moving the opposite direction. And that's probably why a lot of volcanoes and stuff are happening. I don't know. We don't know. We're just speculating. Anywho,
Are you sure? How would they know?
Yeah, dude.
Rotating
because scientists have these things going into the Earth, and they've been keeping track of it. I just saw it earlier today. I'll have to bring it up and show it to you again because
not everything on the internet is real.
That's right. Good job. High five. That is not a high five. That's knuckles. Anyways, the core of the Earth is moving in the opposite direction it was before. Also, I believe it was the year you were born, 2012, we had that earthquake in Japan that caused the crickets out here to wake up in the middle of winter and the poles to shift by just a fraction. I think it was, yeah.
What poles?
North Pole, South Pole.
Oh.
Yeah. Things have been going crazy and wonky. I think it's because you were born. Now the Earth is trying to understand what is happening. No, I'm just kidding. No gobbledygook. We gotta finish listening to this.
For this theory to be true. But wait, if the magnetic north, the magnetic field is moving northwest.
Is that where you're getting this information?
No.
Good.
This just went along with what he's saying. These things are adding up. These things are making sense. And I was telling them earlier, like, I'm not a flat earther. I'm just making sure I'm not zoomed in on myself. But these different things I've seen have been making sense, and the more and more I see out of the flat earther realm, and the more I see from them, it is making sense. And it's really tripping me out.
What's making sense? Flat Earth?
Yeah. How far away exactly is the moon? How come I can zoom in with my Canon camera and see all the crevices and divots and everything? How far away is the sun? How come you can see the sun coming through the clouds like it's right there instead of millions of miles away?
Look
how big it is.
Light travels in every direction. That's the reason you can see stars.
Exactly. And it's way the fuck out here. And we're way the fuck over here. And it looks like it's right there in the clouds, shining down. Instead of being like casting its rays all over the freaking place.
And
it's just casting
its rays
it's
all
not.
over the place.
It's not.
Then why is there light on the whole world except for the other side where the sun isn't?
What do you know, boy? And that's what we've been talking about as far as like our government educating us because they like to control us. Maybe you should go hang out with your dad.
I mean, hold on, wait a minute. Why do they even do math? Like, if they didn't
come back over here. If you're going to be talking, you better get the camera.
No, I don't need to.
Well, if you're going to be talking on my camera, you need to be in camera, so.
Then I'm not going to talk.
Okay, bye.
Then I'm just going to sit right here.
We can still see you.
I know.
So, how come the sun looks like it's right there? Just, above the horizon instead of way the crack out there. Because if it was way the crack out there, the sun would be going like this, and it wouldn't be going shink right through the cloud. Would it? Does that make sense? That's what I'm saying. Like, this crack is blowing my mind.
If mountains are miles away and you can still see them, how can you see them with your eyes?
Because they're right there, miles away, on the horizon. Oh, but the sun is how far away?
The sun is how much bigger than the Earth?
How far away is it?
Something million miles, I don't know, something thousand, I don't know.
So if it's like that, it'll be way the crack out there, and you'll just see like little beams all over the place. You wouldn't see them. Here's the little bitty sun. Here's the little rays shining down on the earth through the clouds. It doesn't make sense, does it?
There is a reason that you can see the sun.
There is.
How huge it is. Perspective. Wow.
Yeah, so if it's huge and it's round, how come the rays aren't going everywhere instead of just this little area? See?
What do you mean by just that?
I'll show you.
It is going everywhere. Listen.
I'll show you. I promise. I'll show you.
Then how are the rays all over the one half the world?
They're not.
Yes, they are.
No.
Light on one half of the world.
Yeah.
Darkness
supposedly
on the other.
Yeah, and we're supposedly spinning too.
We are spinning.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Very quickly.
So quickly, we can't decipher dark from light. Isn't it weird?
No.
It is.
It's not.
Goodbye, son. All right. Thanks. I'm going to finish this, then we'll get back to
North compared to what? That is the North. Wait, what if there's another North right here in the center? You know, the Mercator map has 4 quarters, 4 rivers, and an ultimate center. Doesn't that kind of look like it? But either way, we have 2 more major things for this to be even plausible, and that is the ice in Antarctica, West Antarctica to be exact, should be melting, and the ice in East Antarctica should be freezing. And it is. This is all melting, and this is all freezing, and has a higher elevation. Why? Well, because it's constantly freezing more. And the lower elevation is because it's melting more. Now, also, direct sunlight in Africa should be increasing. The Sahara Desert should be growing. South to be exact. Isn't that something? Huh. Yeah, you should.
Sahara Desert has been expanding by more than 7,600 square kilometers per year over the past century, and is now 10% larger than it was in 1920. This expansion has been particularly noticeable to the south, where the desert has spread into the Sahel by more than 554,000 square kilometers. The Sahara now covers an area of 9.4 million square kilometers. And spans...
You should maybe do some math too here, because it's weird at the rate that it's moving. Okay, fine, but South America should be increasingly freezing more. And it is. Yeah, that's right, it is.
What? In May 2024, Chile experienced its coldest May in 74 years due to a series of polar air masses that moved over the continent. The cold front broke records in Santiago and along the coast, with temperatures dropping below zero Celsius in some areas. I'm sorry, Santiago, that's my best Puerto Rican friend, Helen's last name. Anyway, other factors that can contribute to cooler conditions in South America include low pressure. An area of low pressure southeast of the continent can allow cold air to move north into Argentina and Chile.
This explains silly climate change and ice ages too, not to mention finding strange...
Okay, so that flash freezing shit freaks me out. So if I do freeze to death, I hope it's a flash freeze where I'm just like, going, and talking to my chickens, and all of a sudden, so I'm just like frozen, feeding my chickens, and all my chickens are around me like that. And the rooster's like kung fu, frozen in the air, about to kick my ass. Yeah.
Animals and structures.
Anybody
in
want a
the
rooster?
ice that's melting in
I'll give it to
Antarctica.
you for free.
Oh, the climate crisis. It's you and my's fault. What if they're just using this crisis to get some money, but then also to say you're the problem? You know, you're the one who's causing these emissions.
What I know.
No, come on. Hey. And also, we are not having an energy crisis either. Think about the old world ships. This place was like an entire city that floated around, charged on these Tesla coils. Look, we can harness the ether energy, and I think they're doing that, throwing a price tag on it. But that's the thing. This theory, it brings all of the conspiracies kind of together. Makes it obvious of what they've been hiding. They throw stuff like this out there, and this with zero evidence as to how this could even be, when all the while a model like this explains everything. Just think about it. So when they said flat earth was a psyop, maybe it kind of is. Maybe they're only giving us 1/4 of what we really need to be looking into. By the way, I don't use this moon projection as all of my evidence. No, I look at all of the other things that line this thing up for a home run.
Exactly, and look at it! And look at it. Look how it's just like a mirror. Isn't that weird?
Did the moon...
Alright, now we're back to the beginning. Now we're back at music break. I know you guys are so excited because you love Jeff Hild. I do too. He's like the Weird Al Yankovic of our era, and he's quite amazing. I was telling my friend here in the chat room, when this guy first reached out to me and sent me the Multitude song, I thought he was fucking with me because of my mullet. Like, in the 80s, I wanted my ears pierced. You know, my mom was killed by a drunk driver. My dad abandoned us. We went out to the farm in northern Arkansas with our granny and grandpa, my mom's parents, and my dad went and did something else. A lot of coke and hookers. Anyways, so yeah, you know, doing the bowl cut. I think eventually my grandma kept trying to give me a bowl cut, and I was like, "Get a bowl cut, Granny." So I'd run off and not get one. So by the time my aunt got there, who is now my mother, I asked her to adopt me because she was my mother. She raised me from the age of 6.5, 7, until I was like 15. And she was a big part of my life. She really helped me out a lot. Even though she was a tomboy like myself, she wasn't able to help me with a lot of familial things as far as, like, you know, being a female and shaving and stuff like that. She was freaking epic. She still is. But anyways, I wanted to get my ears pierced, and she said, if you want your ears pierced, you're going to have to let me cut your hair the way I want it. And at this point, my hair is like this long. Like now it's like this long. I'm like, okay, let's do it. I had a mullet from the time I was in 4th grade to the time I was in 7th, 8th grade. And Mr. Tucker was very mean to me, and some other people. Other people were like, man, you're just so beautiful. And I just wish people would come out of their shells and let you know what they think and feel about you when it's positive, as opposed to the ones that have really shitty home lives and tell you all their negatives. Anyways, let's go to our second music break. On this break, we have Mr. Jeff Hilliard with his, I want to call it a 80s ballad, might be early 90s ballad, Abandoned. I love this one. You have to watch this video. It's freaking epic. And then we have Miss Me Savage, my best friend from Phoenix, Arizona. She looked me up online and was like, hey, I'm a ghost hunter too. Can I get with you? And ever since then, we've been besties, except for she moved back to Phoenix and hasn't been back in a while. But her group is called Antidote for Savages. When I say group, I mean band, group, whatever. It's all her. She's like a little tiny Trent Reznor. She's going to be singing Your Skeleton, The Bottom Line, and The Mirror and Crypto. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right after this music break.
With the
Oh,
doesn't matter, because it's just a ride, and we can change it anytime we want. It's all the choice. No record, no work, no job, no savings of money. Just a choice right now between fear and love.
Yep, this is it for us, as scientists have found this angry biblical creature that is larger than a continent coming out of the water, and we have been warned about this for centuries. People were terrified after a biblical end-of-the-world creature was seemingly spotted on Earth, as the Bible warns us in Isaiah 27:1 that a huge Leviathan creature will roam around until Judgment Day, and when it rises, it will be the end for us all. And many are horrified, saying it's rising up now. Experts had taken this aerial view of a huge Leviathan-like head underneath the ocean, with many saying it cannot be landmass, as what appears to be its head is moving. Many people were terrified, with even sonar equipment back in May showing something dark and hundreds of feet in the water starting to move to the surface, and it's already bigger than the size of Texas. It's believed to be coming to the US, as Wyoming recently just had a huge crack the size of 6 football fields open up almost immediately, with scientists still not knowing fully how or why. Even just the frequency of earthquakes recently, to even several whales and animals just ending up on the shore not alive anymore, have all been eerie signs. Several articles and studies have not been able to fully clarify where all these things are coming from, and they could be completely unrelated to each other. Yep, this is it for us, as scientists have found this angry biblical creature that is larger.
Heartbreaking new details have been released about Heaven, this 7-year-old beautiful little girl from Ethiopia who was brutally essayed and murdered by a man that she trusted, and a man that will likely get away with it unless we do something. For those of you who are new, Heaven grew up with a single mom who had a job as a nurse, and when she went to work, she would often drop Heaven and her sister off at the house of a woman she was very close to play with their kids. This man was that woman's husband and also Heaven's mother's landlord. And on this particular day, he was left alone with the kids and Heaven and her sister because his wife had an appointment. He then separated Heaven from the other kids, brutally essayed her, and poured sand down her mouth so she would stop screaming. By the time he was done, her entire womb was damaged and her backbone was cracked to the point where you could see it sticking out of her skin. He then unalived her by strangling her, washed the blood off her body, bathed her in bleach, dressed her back up, and threw her outside to make it look like she fell. And to make his story more believable, he took a razor blade and made cuts into her body. His older daughter helped clean up, his younger daughter ran to his aunt's house to tell her that Heaven fell even though it was a lie. And his wife, who was apparently so close to Heaven's mother, is completely defending him and beating up anyone who questions his innocence. But Heaven's mother knew something was wrong right when she saw her. I mean, she's a literal nurse and that's her daughter, so she immediately called authorities, but almost all of them refused to help until one that did, but she was immediately told that she would lose her job if she continued. Initially, the man spent 3 days in jail, but then the case was closed and he was let out, and he immediately threatened Heaven's mother and even sent people after her to kill her, to the point where they had to relocate. They then reopened the case and sentenced him to 25 years, but no, he will likely get parole or get the entire thing appealed. This is because his brother is affiliated with police and he has connections outside that can and will hurt Heaven's mother if she pursues a case against him. It's also been alleged that that man had feelings for Heaven's mother, but those feelings were not reciprocated, and he did this as a revenge plot. We need to protect Heaven's mother, be a voice for her and Heaven,
As a
question the
revenge
Ethiopian
plot.
government, sign this petition, not stop saying her name and fighting for her justice. Heartbreaking.
Okay, so just so you know, it's a revenge plot. It's not because he's a total freaking perv. It's revenge. And he even got the kids in on it. Give me a freaking break, dude. You can throw whatever sort of Play-Doh and sugar and candy, whatever you want, at your predicament. That ain't gonna look any better or sweeter. It's gonna look like the same-ish that it really is. And I feel so bad for Heaven. Such a beautiful little child. And, oh, I've personally known people in my life that have gone through this. And, it really tore everyone apart. This is not okay. And for him to be like, oh, this is a revenge thing. Go F yourself, dude. Seriously. Go finger bang your day, because I'm not down. I hope you get the strictest justice that you can ever frickin' get. Hey! Is it O.J. Simpson again? It reminds me of those Blues Brothers pursuit. Everybody, let's chase Sky, because there ain't too many popos in a line. Let's go. Everybody and their dog is chasing this guy. What the crap is going on with this?
That's the cow. What is happening?
Looks like they're going after a bus. I don't frickin' know.
Drumstick ice cream cones.
This one breaks my ever-loving heart, I have to say. So, at night, at the end of your day, after you've had dinner and you've worked a long day and you've done everything possible in your household because nobody else will help you, after you have dinner and you need a sweet treat because ain't nothing else going to make it feel much better, do you reach for a drumstick? I say I do. And yeah, when you grip into it with your teeth, it's that extra stuffed, extraordinary ice cream. Ain't nothing quite like it, especially when there's that yummy chocolate filling. Could be caramel. Who knows? Could be chocolate, could be vanilla caramel, could be whatever your heart's desire may be. This breaks my heart when I see this. You messing with our food? Now you're messing with our desserts? I've seen so many videos on this, and guess what? Still keep eating it. Eat. All right. Drumsticks.
Yeah, it's like the best.
So people have been noticing something strange about them. They've been buying these cones, taking them home, and then doing a little experiment. They leave the drumstick out of the freezer and just let it sit at room temperature for 24 hours. Now, you'd expect that after a whole day, the ice cream would melt into a liquid mess, right? But that's not what happens. Instead of melting, the ice cream just kind of stays there looking like mashed potatoes. It doesn't turn into a liquid like you'd expect regular ice cream to do.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you take a closer look at the packaging, you'll notice something interesting. Nowhere on the box does it actually say ice cream, and there's a reason for that. According to the
frozen
FDA,
dessert.
for a product to be labeled as ice cream, it needs to contain at least 10% milk fat. But here's the thing, drumsticks don't have that much milk fat. So legally, they can't call it ice cream. If you look really carefully at the box, down at the bottom in tiny letters, it says 4 frozen dairy dessert cones. They made it really small so it's easy to miss, but what does frozen dairy dessert actually mean? Usually it means the product is made with a mix of milk fat and oils, but not enough milk fat to meet the standards for ice cream. That's why the drumstick doesn't melt like regular ice cream when you leave it out. So, you know.
Isn't that sad? Like, right now,
I could be wrong, but I was under the impression that ice cream would melt
Morning my ice cream.
after sitting out all night. Now it looks like somebody's shit in my sink that had really bad diet.
Who the fuck just shat in the sink? I have to tell you guys, like, I actually did this a couple weeks ago, and I said I was going to do it, but then, like I said, I have all the timers, so I woke up the next day, I'm like, who the fuck left that ice cream out on the stove? But yeah, I came out, made food for the kids, because, you know, that just doesn't naturally happen with a couple. I am responsible for that. Anywho's, so I went out and I left an ice cream cone on the stove. When I came out the next day, I'm like, what the F is this ice cream doing out on the stove? Coming back now, I remember, because I'm like, okay, I need to test this theory. Is this ice cream that I love so much and I take every night after, you know, I work all day, then I come home and I work all night, and I might get 5 minutes next to my partner, maybe not. Is it my partner? Maybe not. Yeah, I came out that next morning, I'm like, why is there an ice cream cone on my stove? Well, I must say I did leave it in its package. So my door is creaking open. Creepy. Anyways, I left my ice cream on the Stop it. What the crack? I'm not going to stand up because then you'll see my booty cheeks. You don't want to see my cheeks. If you do, hit me up on Patreon. Just kidding. I know I put it out there and it did. It melted like this. It melted like unworldly. This is not a worldly artifact. This is unworldly. This is freaking disgusting. Who shit on my stove? Who shit in my sink?
Diarrhea from Taco Bell or maybe White Castle. I could be wrong, but I was under the impression that ice cream would melt after sitting out all night. Now it looks like somebody's shit in my sink that had really bad diarrhea from Taco Bell or maybe White Castle.
Or McDonald's.
I could be wrong, but I was under the impression that ice cream would melt after sitting.
It's gross.
Apparently, this ice cream is so fake that they can't even call it ice cream.
It's my favorite freaking ice cream. Yet, it's not ice cream. Maybe it's a light whip. I don't know.
It's called a frozen dessert instead. And that's because it doesn't pass the regulation of containing more than 10% of milk fat and have no more than 100% overrun. Overrun is the amount of air that gets mixed and whipped.
Lower than 100% overrun and weigh at least 4.5 pounds per gallon. Overrun is the amount of air that is whipped into ice cream during the freezing process. For example, with 100% overrun, for every gallon of ice cream base, you would end up with 2 gallons of whipped ice cream products with a lower overrun. Think premium ice cream like Perry's. Tend to be denser and creamier. Anything that doesn't meet these standards must be labeled frozen dairy desserts.
Whipped into the ice cream during the freezing process. If you're asking me, it's definitely not considered ice cream because of the laundry list of ingredients that contain a bunch of oils, stabilizers, gums, preservatives to make it last on the shelf for who knows how long. Whereas in Italy, the land of gelato, they only use 3 simple ingredients, which is why it's so normal and accepted for everyone to eat that on a daily basis. Apparently,
that's just disgusting, and I shouldn't be putting it in my mouth, but I keep doing it.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I can't believe it. Well, there's part of it, you know, whenever I told the Lord had me last night interceding for President Trump. And he said, Brandon, they will do it today. You must intercede. And I was up all night praying for him and I was interceding. I mean, it was heavy intercession. And he said, the prophecy that you gave about the ear will come to pass. And the bullet grazed his ear. It busted his ear, just like I told everybody. I saw blood flowing down his face, and the Lord said he would be spared. And when this happens, he would become radically born again because the Lord.
Hello? Where'd he go? Ruh-roh. Sorry.
Lord spared his life today. And he would become baptized in the Holy Ghost, radically saved by the power of God. And I'm telling you, great revivals coming to America. This is another example of God's hand on 45.
Yeah, you know that guy that you thought before could be the Antichrist, but then when you think back at it, it could have been Obama, because the way you mix up his name and other names means Antichrist. Oh no. And then him and Michelle are like making these really creepy movies on Netflix and stuff. But yeah, so supposedly Trump is a man of God. Pastor speaks out after the Trump incident.
We've seen it. It just happened. It just happened. This is exactly what I prophesied. And it manifested even to the earlobe that they missed him, and it grazed his ear and busted his eardrum.
Yes.
And I'm telling you all, God's hand in mercy is on this nation. There's going to be some hard days ahead, y'all.
I swear to God, had he not turned his head at the moment he did, he had basically 2 millimeters. And somebody was like, oh, he had, 2 inches or whatever. No, he had like 1 millimeter or 2 before it went into the brain and like did its little swirly dirly or did whatever. Like, this was freaky.
But I'm telling you, a massive revival is about to break forth in this land, and we're going to see one of the greatest harvest of souls this world has ever seen before. And like I said, I don't try to focus on all the doom and gloom people think I do, and I come on and prophesy about all the doom and gloom all the time.
You look like a sweet guy.
I come on here to tell you about what Jesus is going to do too. And I warn you, I'm a watchman. That's my job. I warn you about what's coming. I warn you about the wealth transfer. I warn you about the dollar collapse. I warn you about a lot of things. And this is another example of one of the things I told you all to pray for him, to intercede for him, and that the angels would bear him up in their hands, lest we dash our foot against a stone, that no weapon formed against him would prosper. I intercede every single day.
Okay, guys, I'm just wondering what you think about this. So, not only, I got my Amy Winehouse bun, then I got my little side strand. I'm wrapped up a little bit. But not only are there pictures and people seeing this person going across the lawn, holding this freaking AR, whatever the crack he was using, I don't even know. And then even later after that, like, people were pointing out, oh, there goes a guy in a red shirt, and there goes another guy in a red shirt. Hi, what's up, Arhaze? Long time no see, good to see you. But when he went up onto the roof, people were like, hey, there's somebody up on the roof. Did you look at this the day of? Because I did the day of. Watch this. And people were like, hey, there's somebody up on the roof. Somebody up on the roof. Secret Service, Special Service, security, whoever was on at the time, did not do their fracking jobs. Like, I have to do security this next week for the tribal fair. It's going to be quite an affair, but they were pointing it out, and they were even hiding behind trees and being like, look, and filming it the whole time. This guy was able to lay down, put his shit into position, blah, blah, blah. And then you see other people filming the Secret Service, and they're up there on the roofs, and they're taking their sweet-ass time. They're just like, this is the slowest production of military use I've ever freaking seen. So maybe Secret Service is in the military, but I was in the military, and they're just like, putting their stuff up there. They're like slowly clambering around. They're looking. Like 30 minutes later, what? I don't know, Arhaze. I don't know what you think about this, but to me, this felt like a total freaking setup. Just like JFK back in the day. Oh, it's all this guy. No, it's not. There were several different people in on this. That's why the bullets came from different directions. Secret Service much? But yeah, it's good to see you, Arhaze. Long time no see. But yeah, I'll get back to this. You don't want to hear me yapping, but I'm just saying. Did you not see all the videos about all this? And the guy in the red t-shirt, and even him running over there like, how, out of all the buildings, did they not procure this one? Oh, man. That's pretty freaky.
For things that the Lord gives me, and He warns me about things, and He tells me, Brandon, this is coming.
He warns him.
This is coming. This is coming. You got to pray for the volcano in Italy. You've got to warn those people, because I told you I saw a tsunami wave coming into the shore, and I saw hundreds of thousands of people perishing because of the tsunami wave coming in. And I've warned everybody about that. And now those volcanoes are coming up, and it's happening right now. And the major one has not happened, but But I believe, like I said, y'all, we have authority. I don't come on here and just tell you all this stuff and just drop these things like a fortune teller. I'm trying to tell you this so we can intercede and stop the plans of the enemy. We have authority to stop the devil. And hello, everyone.
Yep.
Fascination breaking news. There's some new theories out of Congress. Take a look at this.
Senator, there is absolutely no doubt in the FBI's mind whether former President Trump was hit with a bullet and wounded in the ear. No doubt, there never has been. Okay. I've been part of this investigation since the very beginning, and that has never been raised.
You're sure?
Yes.
It wasn't a space laser.
No.
It wasn't a murder hornet.
Absolutely not.
It wasn't Sasquatch.
I'm like, it's Ross Perot.
No, Senator.
Fascination breaking news. There's some new theories out of Congress. Take a look at this.
Senator, there is absolutely no doubt in the FBI's mind whether former President Trump was
hit
with a bullet and wounded in the ear. No doubt, there never has been. Okay. I've been part of this investigation since the very beginning, and that has never been raised.
You're sure?
Yes.
It wasn't a space laser.
No.
It wasn't a murder hornet.
Absolutely not.
It wasn't Sasquatch.
No, Senator.
Fascination breaking news. There's some new theories out of Congress. Take a look at this.
Senator, there is absolutely no doubt in the FBI's mind whether former President Trump was.
Okay, I have to say really quick, Arhase, thank you so much for giving me the heads up, because I had that muted earlier. It was muted. Therefore, there would not be an echo. Then all of a sudden I come back this break and I'm sharing stuff about Trump. Now it's echoey. I'm not a Trump supporter. Trump, yeah, he's a good guy. I would do my Trump impressions, but no. Thank you for letting me know, because it directed me back to what I had muted before was unmuted. Isn't that weird? Why the crack are they all up in our ish? Anyways, let's continue, shall we? Because this stuff is funny, and it kind of sounds like Ross Perot coming back and forth, but I guess it's this senator.
Hit with a bullet and wounded in the ear. No doubt, there never has been. Okay. I've been part of this investigation since the very beginning, and that has never been raised.
You're sure?
Yes.
You sure?
It wasn't a space laser.
Because I'm Ross Perot.
No.
It wasn't a murder hornet.
Absolutely not.
It wasn't Sasquatch.
No, Senator.
You weren't
Fascination breaking news. There's some new theories out of Congress. Take a look at this.
Senator, there is absolutely no doubt in the FBI's mind.
Okay, I'm going to move beyond this, because this is...
Y'all see this right here? This white web.
Okay, so this is going back to, just in case you don't know, banshees and other theories. Could be fake, could be other things. But, yeah. Ross Perot. I'm Ross Perot, and I support this message. So, that was pretty close to my Bush impression, which I love Bush. His little pothead self. Strategery. Yes. Strategery. That's what it is. But yeah, let's get back to it. Ross Perot. That guy was all over the clipboards, right? Anyways, let's continue, shall we?
Like substance falling from the sky. Check this out.
A web-like substance falling from the skies across the area. That sticky and fluffy substance we were telling you about has been seen in Monterey, Santa Cruz.
Yeah, gross. Wash your hands.
It's like spider silk, but that has not been confirmed to be the source.
If you stepped outside today, you may have noticed this sticky web-like substance falling from the sky in the Central Coast. Viewers from all across our area have been sharing these photos and videos of it with us.
This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. Spiders
Straight out of Compton.
across California's Central Coast.
Disturbing story here.
Y'all seen this right here? These this white web-like substance.
Yeah, it's gross. I did see that. So this was from a very, very, very long time ago. People who control the weather will control the world. Lyndon B. Johnson. 1962. Now they're doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Isn't this disgusting? Oh man. I believe you, Hayes. In Minnesota. I've seen the same ish in Arkansas. For years, and people don't believe it. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we've been doing this. India was the biggest person to say, yeah, we've been doing this for years. And then look what's happened to them. Flooded. Yes, they have one of the biggest populations. Look at what they're doing. They are cloud seeding. I get pictures of it every single freaking day. I take pictures of weird-ass clouds. Look at my Tessa Nicole Thomas Peterson page, my personal page. You will see different cloud seeding, different weird effects. It's crazy.
One flare like this has billions and billions of potential sites for that water to congregate around. We'll launch them in sequences. We watch the radar to see when bands of the highest concentration of liquid water are passing above us in the clouds, and we try to target those high concentration pockets in the storm systems. We'll launch between 3 and 20 flares for a typical storm. Once the flare is lit, it takes a little bit of time to carry up into the clouds, and once it's up at the proper elevation, it'll take about 20 minutes to instigate the rain or the snow process. So overall, you're probably looking at about 40 to 45 minutes before you're seeing the maximum result. And that's why we're stationed miles away from our target area. So we have very specific targets that drain directly into major water basins, and we time these events to correlate with rain above those intended targets. One flare like this.
It's freaking disgusting.
What we call real life.
Happening in Dubai. Let's talk about cloud seeding in general, because a lot of people, I don't think, understand what cloud seeding is. And this has been going on for decades, by the way. This is not something that's brand new. But traditionally, what cloud seeding is, it involves using aircraft or drones or even some cannons to push silver iodide up high into the clouds. Why silver iodide? Because what that has the same crystallized structure as ice.
And I also have to say, okay, sorry for interrupting, but I just need to let you know, it's not just what he just said, but diamond dust, aluminum, so many different things are like, okay, let's make this little mixture and let's put it in the sky, because if we put it in the sky, it's going to keep the sun from coming in and really messing us up. They're really messing a lot of things up. Sorry, my hair is getting all crazy. It got caught in my bleavage, but believe it or not, this shit is insane.
So once it gets up into the clouds, it starts to accumulate ice on it and these large raindrops, which helps, especially in a cloud mass that's not really going to rain. It helps to bring rain and especially snow down.
Yeah.
So it works.
And hail.
It does work marginally, but the problem with silver iodide through the years.
So marginally to me is it sometimes works. You know, when we want rain, there's hail. When we want fog, there's rain. They don't quite have the science down.
Has been this, is that they feel it could be harmful to aquatic life. Okay. So over in Dubai, which is what you're...
What about land life, human life, every life?
Seeing here, they took it a different step, and what they basically did, they had a fleet of drones that flew up into cloud cover and they use electrical charges to force water droplets to combine into larger ones.
So not silver, not cloud seeding as we know.
No, they're not using the traditional silver iodide, which takes out the environmental aspect of that, okay?
What they say is fiction.
We can control our weather.
The entire city block collapsed in Hong Kong late last night.
First hailstorm in history. You can see the damage in devastation of buildings and vehicles wrecked by the storm.
About that pace, we have.
This wasn't a
And even our buddy. About fire rain, right?
We're going back up to space.
Think of it like I'm taking a vacation.
To a place 250 miles straight up and negative 450 degrees. Some holiday.
We built this system of satellites to stop
Sing that
natural
song, it was about
disasters.
cancer, but this is just as bad.
Someone is using it to create them.
There's potential for catastrophic weather events on a global scale. A geostorm.
I want to see that.
It's worse than we thought. Yeah, I think we've established that. Someone has turned the system into a weapon.
It's fiction.
I'm trying to change the map of the world.
What we call real life.
Isn't that messed up? That is so messed up. Who's saying that? It wasn't Jimmy Buffett, was it? I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I'm thinking that was somebody else. Oh my God, what is his name? Anyways, he was singing that to his friend about cancer, but seriously, it's happening. And it's been biblical before it's biblical again. And all of these things that are happening, like India, they were so proud to the point where they're sharing what they're doing with the world. They're like, oh yeah, over here we do this and this and that and that. James Taylor, thank you. You help me with my all the timers. It was James Taylor. I love that guy. He's not with us anymore, but he's such a soulful person. One of my most favorite artists. Anyways, this stuff is happening all over the world. Like, there are volcanoes, there are tornadoes, there are hurricanes, there are tsunamis, blah, blah, blah. Supposedly, there's a water volcano that corrupted the earth to the point where there's a fracture in the earth. Even though it's an underwater volcano, it's fracturing the earth. The Ring of Fire is on fire. This stuff is serious. And this has been happening for quite some time. I'm thinking since 2012 I've been aware of it. Because I have children, so I kind of base it on what year my children are born. My first one was 99.